According to a 2020 United Nations study, Africa is home to the world's youngest population. With this in mind, it's no wonder that young people on the continent are making great strides in breaking the mold through their individual talents and passions. Such is the case with Enhle Gebashe, who turned her passion for making clothes for her dolls into an internationally recognized clothing brand named Enhle Babes Couture. Join us for a pot of tea and some unicorn-shaped cupcakes as we discover what inspires this young lady to stay on top of her game. And then we made these cupcakes especially for you because we were told that you love
Unicorn.
a unicorn.
Thank you so much.
So please have, thank you. So please have one. So and tell me, what's your fascination with unicorns? Where's that coming from?
I wanna create an African unicorn for myself.
Really? What colors are you gonna use?
Gold, silver. I'm also gonna try and put African prints like.
Your fascination with African prints, where did you get that from? Where does it come from?
So I just like African prints because they're colorful and vibrant, and I like the patterns on the prints.
Where did you learn all this stuff? I mean, you are how old now?
12.
You're only 12 years old and you're already designing. How do you know so much about designing and coming up with clothes and so on?
So first of all, I saw my mom designing ball gowns for people.
Yeah.
And then I thought I wanted to use African prints because sometimes she would use African prints.
For ball gowns?
Yes.
Yes. Where do you guys get your African things, your fabrics? Like, do you go with her and buy them, or what happens?
We've got this shop, this favorite shop it's her favorite shop. It's called Ishmael's in downtown Johannesburg. So we go there a lot, and they always give her free fabrics when we go there, and then she chooses, because they know which, so just take us to the section. So they know that, because they know me when I used to do the wedding gowns, as she says. And then there's just some other suppliers that would call us and say, oh, okay, we see your child is into African prints.
Yes.
Can we offer her to come and have a look at our warehouse and what. So some are private, some it's literally, but mostly it's downtown Johannesburg.
So basically, Enhle, when did you realize Wuti she had a talent? What happened?
Oh no, she just used to, when we walk into like a shop, a clothing store, she would go crazy. And she loved always nagging me, we need to go shop for clothes. So when we get there, then she would just be choosing this weird stuff. So I knew, like, she would put an outfit together. Like, I like this, I like that. You know, she would take like things for her neck, sunglasses, handbags, and a full outfit. She would literally make outfits.
From shopping, instead of
buying. Yeah, so I knew, okay, because my family, all of us know how to sew. Like literally everybody, it's like something that my great-grandmother made sure that she taught my mothers. So my mothers used to make sure that they taught us as a younger generation.
Yeah.
But I mean, not every one of us actually got to do it.
Yes.
So, I mean, it's something from my family. So I used to see that, oh, she's probably gonna like fashion, but I thought she was gonna be a model.
Yes, yes.
So when she was 8, then her doll clothes, she used to be like, I wanna dress like my dolls.
Yes.
I wanna start making stuff for my dolls,
Yes.
and da-da-da. Then she started like, know how to use a machine. She would like staple the clothes and like take off cuts from my stuff, create skirts, create outfits.
For the dolls.
For the dolls.
Yeah.
Then I was like, oh, okay. And then she started asking me after that, can I use your machine to put together my stuff?
Yes, yes.
And then I was like, okay, cool, you can, but my machine, you need to know how to thread the machine. You need to know the process of using a machine before you even use a machine. But she knew a little bit because she
had been watching you.
She had been watching, and also she stayed with my mom at some point.
Yes.
So my mom taught her a little bit of using the machine and some crochet stuff.
Yeah.
So, you know, so she was like, oh, okay. Then she was just a natural. The first time I put her on the machine, she was a natural. Then I knew then, okay.
What was your first outfit design? Do you remember?
So the first outfit I made for my doll was a skirt and a booktube shirt. And also I made a towel for her. And my first outfit was a skirt and a top.
For yourself.
Yes.
When did you decide that you actually want to take this further?
So when I was 8, I sewed with the machine, and I wanted to take this further. So I asked my mom. When I was 10, I asked my mom to create a brand for me on Facebook.
Really? So you asked for this? You didn't force it on her, she just decided. So at 10 years old, you were like, okay, I want you to open a page for me on Facebook. And what did you post at 10?
So I posted the clothes that I wear and all of my designs.
Yes. And how was the response? What did people say?
Lots of people liked it, and most people ordered.
Really?
And the media just went crazy.
So when people are ordering, I mean, who sets this up for you guys? Because, I mean, just opening a Facebook page and then putting up clothes and so on, who set it up? Like, did you have any backing?
A social media platform called Brown Sense.
Yes.
So I just posted it to say, oh, okay, my child is doing this. Please support her. She started her own brand.
Yes.
And then after that, I just started getting calls. With the selling, it was kind of difficult because Enhle is schooling.
Yes.
And
She
we need
is a
stock. Exactly.
Yeah.
And her brand is not that huge.
Yes. Not yet.
Not yet. So it was kind of difficult because I can't sit and make bulk of clothes and stuff. And also, it's not like we have funding to fund her brand yet. It's just something that she was literally doing for fun.
Yeah.
But the media just went crazy. So everyone see interviews with her on the news. Everyone is just like, who's this child? What is she doing? Like, and started asking questions. And so it was just something that it was not meant to be huge. But Brownson made it huge, basically.
How did that feel? When you suddenly, one day, you were just making clothes for your doll and for yourself, because you were making matching outfits, and then all of a sudden, everybody is interested in you.
I was so excited and happy that it's actually getting big and people can actually be able to buy my clothes.
So what's the plan? I mean, how are you guys manufacture? Are you guys gonna manufacture more clothes? I mean, what are you gonna do? Because is demand higher now?
It is. It's funny enough because it's mostly the US and the UK.
So most of the people who are demanding your clothes are not from South Africa or the African continent?
They are from the African continent, but not from South Africa per se. It's mostly from Africa, like North Africa, West Africa. We get South African clients, but mostly it's the overseas clients.
And how are you guys dealing with this demand?
It's just tough, to be quite honest. It's very tough because, as I said, school.
Yeah.
I'm a social worker as well. So we work hard.
Yeah.
And we work from home.
Yeah.
So it is kind of difficult, so we have to expand at some point.
Yes.
Yes.
And
So,
who makes the clothes? Who sews them? The clothes that you're sending out to the United States and the United Kingdom?
Basically, I do. But sometimes my mom helps me, like when I have to go to school sometimes when I come back, I still sew.
So every item that you guys are selling is literally made by yourselves?
Yes.
yes, everything.
Every
literally
item of
everything.
clothing.
Yeah,
Yes.
everything.
Isn't this exhausting work?
It
It is.
is. Because it's a bit difficult to handle school and work at the same time.
Yeah.
But you can manage it.
How are you managing it, Enhle?
Okay, so during the week, sometimes I do the work. Most of the time I do, but sometimes I just I tell my mom what to do so that I can get a little bit of rest and then I'll go back to doing it. Because I also have homework to do.
Yes.
So I have to ask her sometimes to please sew for me and give her the design and tell her what to do while I do my homework. And then sometimes I do it by myself.
Yeah. Have you considered homeschooling maybe?
Yes. We on the process of doing homeschooling, especially now with the coronavirus and all that stuff. She just told me that, Mommy, I think I want to, I don't know if I want to go back, literally to go back. I don't know if it's safe for me to go back to school. I also wasn't okay with what's going on. If I'm okay with her going back to school full time, like.
Do you feel that you're limiting your scope, or are you just saying, this is what I'm doing right now, it doesn't mean I'm gonna do it forever? Or are you saying, this is something that I would like to continue doing forever?
This is something I would like to continue forever.
Really? And are you open to other options?
Not yet, but I do want to start organizations.
For what? What type of organizations?
So I can teach children how to sew and hand skills, crafts, basically.
Okay, so what I'm interested to find out is from when I'm Enhle, when you woke up to the realization that your daughter is suddenly an international phenomenon at her age, did you not have honest fears and concerns?
Still do. I still do. So I'm very particular with, even with interviews, some I say no. Especially because I have invited so many people into the house to come and interview her. Like the news would come, some newspapers would come. But there was a lot of unsafety going on. So I've learned to not let people come in my house now. And she's experienced a lot of bullying, so I know she's...
Tell me about this bullying. Where have you experienced this bullying?
Mostly at school, but sometimes at home. But mostly at school, people bully me.
For what?
They say sometimes they bully me about my talents, sometimes they bully me about my body and how I look.
Oh my goodness. And how do you handle that? Because now you're in a much bigger platform, which means the trolling is probably, the trolling is going to be more intensified. So how are you dealing with that at such a tender age?
My mom just taught me not to mind people when they bully me. I must just not answer them whatever they say and not care what they're saying, especially when they bully me.
I mean, with the overnight sensation, Enhle, and the way the world is going currently, what have your greatest fears been about putting her out there?
First of all, the trafficking of children had made me really scared. And then there was a boy around her age, he's like a year older, who was literally stalking her.
Are you serious?
So it was just weird because I didn't know what to do. I was very confused. Their dad was complaining. Maybe you shouldn't have put her out there. I'm like, but I didn't mean it to be like this. And he's like, yeah, but this boy. So it was very weird, and it's very...
Did you guys open a case against him?
Yeah.
Yeah, and has he stopped?
Well, he came back again this year, so...
Yeah.
But this year I just told him, listen, you don't want the same thing to happen last year, so can you please stop?
Yeah.
And he just kept quiet.
Yeah.
So,
You're already finding yourself in a situation where you already have to be so aware. And doesn't that scare you for her?
It does. It does scare me. But she knows. So she's learning and she's understanding. And she's very mature, so it's easy. It's not hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're managing.
So you're changing the face of Africa. You're changing the narrative of the African continent as the youngest couture designer to sign with who?
I don't know which one you're talking about.
Just count for me, me.
Okay, so basically her first job, her first big thing, was the styling dreads. Being an ambassador for styling dreads, where she has a mural at Maboneng, at Spark School, where she collaborated with Karabo Poppy. Also, she's got an award from Darling Hair. When they called me, they told me they've never had this category of My Little Darling.
Yes.
So they were like, okay, so we want Enhle to be the first girl to actually open doors for other girls.
I'm trying to understand if you still feel that you have a normal day-to-day existence as a child, or are you aware of how drastically your life has changed?
I still feel like a normal child.
Do you still go out with your friends and play and have play dates and so on?
Yes.
You don't have encounters where people are coming and wanting to take pictures with you or anything like that?
We do, but sometimes I do go to play dates, but sometimes I'm still busy at home.
Yeah. Where to from here?
I'm gonna carry on with Model Your Dream. I was planning to have a fashion show with other talented kids, but the lockdown came, so we have to wait for it to finish, and then we can have the Model Your Dream campaign. Okay. So basically, Model Your Dream is about 9 talented girls, and plus me, which is 10, so basically 10 girls, talented in different talents, and we'll be having a fashion show. And I'll be designing clothes for them for the fashion show.
And what are your hopes? What are your hopes?
I just hope that she, she gets to a point where she really gets to inspire other children.
Yeah.
Also, I'm hoping that when they look at me and her, or when they see us in interviews or whatever, the mothers that have children like her,
yes,
get inspired that
to support
they actually
the
support the talent. Because I grew up with my mom didn't want anything to do with design, whatever.
Most black families do not support talent in young kids.
I mean, if she can get that far in such a short period of time,
yeah,
a lot can happen.
Did you get any support in your career within arts?
Not really.
So what led you to wanting to give why did you give her a listening if...
Because I had to make sure that whatever I felt didn't happen to her. Because I felt really, really demotivated. I really hope that ends. It's very, very important that we actually elevate the creatives.
So listening to your story about how, you had to go and study something else because umama or abazali wanted you to go in that direction, it seems like from the outside that you could be accused to be living vicariously through your daughter.
I actually don't mind. I actually don't care what people say because I know the truth. I know that she liked it from the beginning. There are people who say that, actually.
Yeah.
I remember there was someone who said something about that. I think this mom is just using her daughter, child labor, or something like that. I was like, okay. And I showed her that, and then we actually laughed about it. And she's like, if only they knew. And we just laughed about it because we know that there are gonna be those people, and it's hard to believe also.
Yes.
So
it's
I
hard
kind of
to
get
believe
it.
that a young person can have a dream this big and be audacious. Because when it's bindi, you're audacious. Like, how dare you have such a big dream,
I'm at peace with that because I know there's not going to be a time where now she can't do...
Yes.
She can't do the job because now she's...
Because she was faking it. Because she wasn't faking it. This is really who she is.
Exactly.
And she is living her dream, and she is living her truth.
Exactly.
In closing, what would you like to say, Enhle, to anybody who's watching you, any little girl or boy? If somebody says, I have a dream, I don't know where to start, or I am afraid, what advice would you give me?
Don't be afraid and just start doing.
And you, Mama?
What I really, 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 really want to do is that if Enhle does her campaign or her organization where she's helping these kids, that I make sure that the parents are also taken care of. For the child to go further, the parent needs to know that this is what my child loves.
And is good at.
And they're good at. So that's what I really want to just push.
So you want to support the parents of talented children.
Yes.
And that is honorable, and I believe that you'll be able to do it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys for joining me. I really, really appreciate it.
Thank you.
I'm gonna keep my eye on you because I would like to see what else you're gonna be doing. whatever you choose, because the world is your oyster, you can decide to go any direction. I mean, there is no rule that says you have to stay in this, but well done.
Thank you.
You are doing exceptionally well. You're a brave young woman, and you are exactly what the world needs currently when they look at Africa, because for far too long, they've looked at us as a people who do not aspire for more. And you've just taught all of us that it's possible when you put your mind on it and you have faith and you act on it. And thank you for supporting her.
Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for joining me on High Tea with Noni. Please don't forget to like my page on Facebook and on YouTube. And don't forget that if you have a dream and you really believe in it, you need to put the work in order to achieve it. And I believe that Enhle literally has shown us that it is possible, regardless how young or old you are. It is never too late to become who you want to be. Until next time, stay blessed. High Tea with Noni, in association with Kericho Gold Tea, supplied by Love Tea Time.